Hi boys and girls. So for writing today, you get to pick one of your blueprints and we're going to turn it into an informational writing piece. So go ahead and go into your folder and you're going to pick out any of the four that you have. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to show you how to take the writing on the blueprint and put it into a story form so other people can read it. So here's my blueprint for informational writing, and I picked the one about the sun. You can do the constellation, planets, moons, whatever one you want to do. And I picked the one about the sun. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the very first box, which is the subject, and it's the sun. So that's actually our title. And I'm going to put it on my very, very top line in my best printing. Now, I want you to write in your green journal, and because I do not have a green journal, I'm just going to write it on the lined paper in my best printing. The sun. And that's my title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to underline it. So, what is our big idea? The big idea of our informational writing is the sun is what? A star. So that's going to be my first full sentence. So I'm going to go to the very next line. I'm going to start at the edge, and you'll do the same in your green journal. Just wrap around, write the title at the top in the center, and then wrap around. And you're going to write your first sentence, and I'm going to write the sun. I have to capitalize that because it's a proper noun. It's the name of our star. The sun is a star. So I have more room right here. I will not wrap around until I fill up this line. So this is our title. This is our first sentence. It's the main idea, the big idea of our story. These were just our ideas for fancy words. I made a boo-boo here, but because this is my blueprint, I just scratched it out. So the very next sentence that I'm going to write will be, so here's our sun, and there's that circle with the line through it. Not the biggest, not the hottest. So I'm going to write that in my own words over here. The sun is not the biggest star. Now I could be done with that, but I didn't write my other fancy word. I wrote my other fancy word, hottest. So I had one, so I'm going to add another sentence. I'm going to say, it, wrap around, is also not the hottest. I don't think I have enough room here, so I'm going to wrap around star. So here's my title again. This is my first sentence. It's our big idea. Skipping the fancy words and going to my first sentence, and I wrote the sun is not the biggest star, and I wrote another sentence for this one. The sun is not the hottest star. So I got two sentences for this one. You might find that you have one sentence for a box. You might have two. You might even have three sentences for one of these boxes. So I'm going to go to my next box, and if I look carefully, here's the sun. I did like a little earth, and I used the word closest. I know what I'm going to write for my next sentence. I'll go to my paper. I have plenty of room right here, and I'm going to write the, capitalize S on sun because it's its name. That's its name. It's a proper noun. The sun is the, here's our fancy word, closest. Closest star to the, and this is the name of our planet, so I'm gonna capitalize it also, it's proper, Earth. I'm gonna stop and reread my story so far. The sun. The sun is a star. The sun is not the biggest star. It is also not the hottest star. The sun is the closest star to the Earth. So now I'm going to go back to my blueprint. So I have my title, my first sentence. Skip the part about the fancy words. Here's my next sentence. And I actually got two. And I did my next sentence. And this is my final bit of information before I come to the closing sentence. So I have, if I look really closely, here's the sun right here, and that's our star. And then I have these like circles around it. Oh, my fancy words. Center of our solar system. That means all of these planets. Oh, I even have this E for Earth. All the planets in our solar system go around the sun. Huh. I'm thinking that with this box, I might actually write two sentences also. So I'm going to go over to my paper. I see I have some extra room right here. And I want it to be my best printing because unfortunately I don't know if you're going to be able to revise and edit because I'm not going to be able to do that full process with you. So I'm going to use my fancy words, and it's center of our solar system. I'm going to start right here and say the sun, wrap around, is the center of our, and then solar system. Those are special nouns, so I'm going to capitalize them because it's the name of where all of our planets are found. I'm going to wrap around for so maybe, I don't know, that's, I've got to have a pinky space. There might be enough room if I'm doing my best printing. Solar, yes, good. System. And then I'm going to add another one saying all of the planets orbit around the sun. Because it's, remember we said it's the center of our solar system. Okay, so I have to go back to just check my blueprint to make sure I have all my parts. I think I need one more. So that was our title. This is our very first sentence. That's the big idea of our informational writing. Remember, these were just our fancy words. So here was our first fact, our second fact, because that's what informational writing is about, our third fact. So we're all done with our facts. So that means all we have to do is bring our story, our informational writing to a close, and you have to have a closing sentence. So here's your opening sentence, and this is your closing sentence. And the nice thing about this one is you don't have to come up with the words because Mrs. Cordy gave you the sentence stem. You're just going to copy. Now you know some interesting facts about our star, the sun. Now, if you were doing the moon, you would write whatever you put in here, the facts about the moon, or if you did about constellations. But what you're doing for this one, this is the closing sentence. and you are just going to copy this sentence stem and then how you finished it onto your paper. And then you'll have your finished informational writing that you'll be ready to present to your listener, which hopefully will be me. So I'm going to copy it now in my best printing. You know some interesting facts about, that was our sentence stem, so we have to finish it. Our star, the sun. And then what you can do is you can look at it and you can read it through. But this is your story. This is that you got from your informational blueprint. There's your title. This is your first sentence. That tells everybody what this is about. Fact 1, fact 2, fact 3. And this last part, that is the closing sentence that brings everything in this story to an end. And it gets your reader to remember that all these facts were about that star that we have named the sun. Now, again, I wrote mine about the sun. You can write yours about any of the 4 blueprints. So that's all I want you to do for writing today. Pick one of the 4 blueprints. Now we had a really neat blueprint about moons. We had planets, a really neat one about the constellations. And you pick. Now I just so happened to pick this one because it was on top. But I really loved hearing about those constellations and working with Mr. Marks with that. And I thought it was so cool that like Jupiter had so many moons. So you might want to do a totally different blueprint, and that is fine. But this is the blueprint that I used, and all I want you to do today is copy your story from your blueprint into your journal, okay? No picture. All you have to do is copy it in your best printing, okay? So I hope I can send another video to you on Wednesday explaining what I would like you to do for work on writing for that day. Okay? So, bye for now. Good luck with your writing. I know you're an awesome writer, and this is great practice because we're not getting in the writing that we usually get every single day when we go to Howard and we're together in class. So, exercise those finger muscles and really, really try to do your best printing in your journal, okay? See you soon. Bye.